I'm finally coming out on the other side of approval addiction. What's it like? That's what I'm going to talk to you about today on Body Slammed. This evening I'm in my house and there's no one here but me. Both of my daughters are off doing my daughter things. My wife is off working. She's a nurse and she works a lot of nights, and I'm here alone tonight. I've spent the entire evening, literally hours, editing podcast videos. I spent almost 2 hours editing a video that I'm going to load tomorrow, one of these Brother Buford things. And you wouldn't believe it, but a 6 minute podcast takes me a couple of hours to get it all edited out. And it's interesting. And the whole time I'm doing that, I'm thinking, man, I hope this is worth it. I hope this is worth it. That statement, I hope this is worth it. Really? You know, I got called back into the office not long ago at work. They wanted to talk to me, and I'm thinking, of course, my mind is like, oh no, what did I do? You know, so I get up and I go back to the office, and the store manager where I work, he hands me a plaque and he puts it in my hand and he says, congratulations, you were Employee of the Month in November. Now this was at the time February, and he handed me a plaque saying you were Employee of the Month in November. And then he laughed. He's a great guy. He laughed and he smiled and he says, you know, he said, I was going to give it to you back then, but they kept getting your name wrong. And we kept having to send it back to the trophy people and have them work on this plaque and get it right. And it's taking this long for them to get it right. I had no idea that I had gotten that award. Why do we do the things that we do? Whether it's at home or at work or it's working on, you know, podcast editing, you know, why do we do all of that? I mean, do we do it for the pat on the back that we get for it? Or do we do it because God says, do all things as unto the Lord? In His Word, He says that. I want to do everything that I do, not for a reward, but because I want, you know, I have this inner drive and motivation to be a good reflection on the kind of work ethic that He's given me. I work really hard on the Brother Buford stuff. As goofy as it seems, I work really hard on that, you know, and some people have asked me, do you do it for the thumbs up people? And the thumbs up thing's great, you know. Well, they'll say, do you get upset when you get the thumbs down? You know, the thumbs down really doesn't bother me. It's there's almost a private joke going between all the podcasters about who can get the most. It's I don't do it for the accolades that I get. I don't do it for the fact that people are going to think I'm doing a great job. I do it because you never know what kind of award you could have gotten months ago. You know, you never know who you could have touched in the past. This past week, I've gotten 2 different messages from former youth group members of mine who are now grown people. I haven't done youth ministry in almost 8 years. It's hard for me to believe that, but almost 8 years. And I got 2 different messages, completely unrelated, from 2 different folks that were in my youth ministry. And both of them, they just said things that brought tears to my eyes. And it was, 8 years later, it just, so I want you to know, and I want to encourage you, do what you do because you love Jesus. Do what you do to bring glory and honor to Him. Not for thumbs ups or thumbs downs or good comments. Those, by the way, we read every comment you do send, and they are great, and we so appreciate that. But do what you do for the audience of one. Do what you do for Him. And then the other people and the awards and the plaques and the thumbs ups and the comments, they're going to come. They're going to come. God bless you. And let's go out there and let's give them heaven.